Hey guys, it's Chloe, and in today's video I'm just going to be going over my favorite worship songs and telling y'all why I like them. And for the most part they're not very popular, so these are like some ideas for you if you're looking for some more worship and Christian songs to listen to throughout your day. And I will also leave a link to my Spotify playlist of some of these songs, but then some other Christian songs that I like to listen to. And yeah, I'll leave that in the description down below. But we're sorry that we haven't filmed much, especially me, because it was my turn to film. I film and then Skylar films. It's like we switch off, and then like I think maybe we'll try to like film together like once a month or every time that we hang out. But we've both been super busy, and I have too, and I really haven't felt much motivation to film, if I'm being honest. But today I thought it would be a good idea to film this kind of video because I've been listening to so many worship songs that I just love so much, and I want y'all to know about them too, so y'all can learn more songs that you maybe not heard of yet. So yeah, like and subscribe, and let's just get right into this video. I'm going to tell y'all about my favorite worship and Christian band, and that is Elevation Worship. Some of their popular songs are Come to the Altar and Unstoppable God. You've probably heard either one of those, but I just love their music so much. I have a vinyl of their album There Is a Cloud, and every song on there I love. Well, I love every song on their There Is a Cloud vinyl or album, and they're just my favorite. I definitely recommend that y'all go listen to them. And they're like kind of popular because of Oh Come to the Altar and Unstoppable God, but they have some really good worship songs besides those. Like I really like them too. But yeah, I just thought I should tell y'all first off that's my favorite worship band is Elevation Worship, and some other ones that I really like are Citizens and Saints. I like Hillsong. I like Passion, and it's hard for me to pick my favorite worship song, but it would probably either be Do It Again, None, or There Is a Cloud by Elevation Worship, or He Is Lord by Elevation Worship. And these are all on the There Is a Cloud album. That's also my favorite worship album ever. And yeah, I like Do It Again because it basically talks about how like through everything in life and what we go through, God's still gonna help us again. It doesn't matter how many times we go back to Him. And it basically talks about like how great He is and how He's so faithful to us. And I really like the lyrics to them because they hit home. None is just a beautiful song. It kind of talks about how there is none like God, and about His love too. And I really like how it goes. And yeah. There Is a Cloud I just like because it kind of talks about how like heaven, there is a cloud and it's beginning to swell. It means like, for me it means that like heaven's growing every day because more people are going there, and that's a great thing. And I just like how it goes. And He Is Lord, it kind of like, I just like how it keeps saying He is Lord, so that basically reminds me that like God's forever God. And like the verse Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I'm God, basically reminds me that God's so powerful and that He can do anything that I ask for, like that I ask for from Him, and that He is in control. And my favorite line in He Is Lord is, it says I'm not afraid anymore because He's Lord. And I just like that because it like reminds me to not be afraid because God is God and He can do anything. So yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to Citizens and Saints that I told you that I like. I really like Oh God by them, and I heard it last year and I didn't pay very much attention to it until like I listened to it again, and I was like, ooh, I really like this song. And then Skylar really liked it, and then she looked up the band and she listens to Citizens and Saints all the time now. And it's just talking about like oh God, you never leave my side, and that's like one of the lines. And then I don't know, I just really like how it goes and how powerful it is because it just talks about like how mighty God is too. And I Surrender All by them is a beautiful song. It's one of those like old hymns, like you know how some old hymns are coming back in style, and like Christian bands are like making their own like rendition, I guess, I don't know, their own way of it, and they did that to the song I Surrender All, and I just love how they sing it. It goes like, all to Jesus I surrender, all to him I freely give, I think. And I just like how it like throughout the whole song it talks like I surrender all to him, so it reminds me to surrender my life to him. Okay, so I have like 3 more songs for y'all and then I'll be done. But I really like No Longer Slaves by Bethel Music, and it's a very popular song. You might have heard about it by now, but it kind of just talks about like, I'm no longer a slave to fear, like that's the lyrics, but it just talks about like how you can't be a slave to sin or fear or like fill in the blank and be a slave to God. And I heard that at a camp and it really hit home with me, and it was like, you can't be a slave to God. That means like you can't surrender your entire life to God if you're still kind of like surrendering or idolizing something else. And it's kind of like you can't completely trust God if you're still trusting in something else, I guess. But I just like how it goes, and I know I've said that like every song, but I just love it, and it's a very powerful song, and it makes you feel very good because it reminds you that God is always there, I guess, and that you don't have to be afraid, you don't have to be a slave to your own sin or your fear or your doubt or whatever you're going through, and you can be a slave to God. And I really like Even If by Mercy Me, because I like how the lyrics say like, even if you don't do this, God, I will still have hope in you, I will still keep my trust in you. And it basically reminds me that like, even if God doesn't give me what I necessarily wanted, that he's still God and he's still good, and that I shouldn't lose my trust in him just because he like didn't do what I wanted. Like, it's his will, not mine. And then lastly, it went on my head. Oh, it's Upon This Rock by Met Collective. You probably never heard of them, but they played at a camp I went to a year ago. And if you've ever heard the old hymn Upon This Rock, it's like a rendition of that. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but it's like their own version of it. There, I found the word. And I like how the lyrics go. I've said that every time. Oh my gosh. Let me see. It's like, says, you're still strong when I am weak. You still reign in my defeat. And you're still God when all seems lost. So I will stand upon this rock. And I remember singing this with the people in my youth group at camp, and how powerful that moment was, like where God was just moving and the Holy Spirit was like changing people's lives. And I really love that song because it reminds me of that powerful moment and one of the best moments of my life. And yeah, okay, I just figured out that this is probably going to be such a long video, but if it is, I'm sorry. But I just hope that this kind of helped you find some songs that you've maybe never heard of but you want to now. And leave us some comments down below telling us what some of your favorite songs are, or what videos you would like to see from us in the near future. And go follow us on our social media. We have an Instagram and Twitter, and our Twitter is Chloe and Skylar, and our Instagram is chloe.and.skylar, and we're kind of active on there. It just depends. And yeah, I will see y'all in our next video, or she'll see y'all in our next video. So bye, hope y'all have a great day.